Hey, what's up, guys? Apparently, it is showtime. I got the notification, and yeah, I'm here. Gabe's already using the dick emoji. I do appreciate that, Gabe, going on the videos and, taking advantage of it. Gerald, new member. Appreciate that. Audio check, guys. Let me know if you can hear me, and then we'll get started. So, yeah, let's see what else. Other notifications come on my other account. Let me switch over there and get the YouTube chat up. Give me 1 second. Okay. I don't know. It's not seeing it. Give me a second. Give me a second. And okay. Looks like it's up. Good. I still didn't get notification on my other account. It's crazy. Okay. Should be good. All right. Yeah, Gabe, it shows it says like underscore dick on the live stream, like the StreamYard, but on the chat it actually shows it, but it's I don't know why it does that. It's kind of weird. But yeah, wait for some people to get in here. We'll get started. If nobody comes in, well, I got other shit to do. So yeah, so hopefully you guys had a good week. It's been kind of crazy. I'm trying to cut some weight. Just a lot of training going on, trying to get stuff kind of situated. I got like another 15 pounds, which is a lot. Oh, notification just came in. Okay, I guess what would we like 2 minutes in? I guess that's not too bad. Yeah, good. Okay, it came in. I appreciate that though. But yeah, other than that, guys, we are going to be running a discount code. I haven't done one of these in a while. It's the live 67 for 50% off, and it's only good for the next 24 hours. I'm not. That's not the that's not the type of code that I keep going too long because some of y'all take advantage of it to a extent. Oh, here we go, guys, with the emojis. I added a new emoji. I added one more. Let me know if you guys find it. Let me see if I can pull it up. Custom emojis. Oh, yep, this is the one I added. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. It's actually I didn't realize I realize what it is. It's a yeah. You guys can see it. It's basically a happy face with a digging ball. So there you go. That's the new one. But yeah, members only get to use those emojis. They say, I guess when you go to the chat, it's just like Fish and Hex Aquatics only emojis. There you go, man. That's so fucking dumb. So I'll be adding some more as we go, but I do appreciate you guys becoming members on that. But yeah, again, like I mentioned, guys, I'm gonna do this live 67 for 50% off for the next 24 hours. And then that stuff's gonna automatically turn off because last time I forgot to set it to automatically turn off, and I had some issues with that. So, but yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. Other than that, I'm going to keep rambling for a little bit, and if we don't get any, I'm going to go back to work. I just did a 60-gallon water change on the 300-gallon. I got in there and was really kind of getting underneath the rock structure and trying to get that detritus out because it's been building up and building up and building up. So I went and got some different size tubing so I could kind of wedge it underneath the rock structure. And I'm still debating. I know you guys want me to put sand in the 300, but I'm still debating if I want to, just because there is a ton of flow in there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think like 6 power heads that are just cranking. And yeah, so I don't know if I'm actually going to put the sand in or not. I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll see. Just based on how the detritus gets blown around the tank, I don't know if sand is going to be a really good option for that. But we'll see. Like I said, you guys want to see it, and I'm okay with it. And then the video I posted, I don't know if it was yesterday, you guys can really see kind of how naked the 300 is. I've actually started putting some frags back into the tank, but I do have a couple issues. That purple Monty that I got rid of a long time ago and didn't see, I haven't seen that Monty pop up for at least 6 to 8 months. I haven't seen any of that purple Monty come up. And now I started noticing a piece of it right behind one of the, what is it? Is it the tort? It's one of the torts. Now it's starting to grow up on the tort. Again, I don't know how that coral's been gone for so long and then started kind of taking over the tort. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. I'm just kind of debating on what I want to put back in the tank. I'm actually thinking about just pulling out the entire middle left rock structure altogether, just completely removing it, just because I have 2 encrusting Monties on there, which are both destroying the entire rock structure. Not, I mean, they're growing on it. They look fine, but any coral they touch, they seem to be mowing over. And I have some higher end frags on that rock structure. And I don't know if I really want to let them grow out and then just to have them get kind of crushed by these Monty. So I'm debating. I think I am going to just order some dry rock, start curing it, and probably just rebuild the middle left rock structure and do the same for the middle right rock structure. Get rid of both of those and kind of put some frags on there since we are staying here for another year. So I was thinking maybe if I just do that, it kind of sucks, but you know, like I mentioned in a lot of my videos, I've talked about some of the mistakes that I've made in my reef tank that have really kind of sucked. And encrusting Montipora, depending on the species, I know that makes sense, but encrusting Montipora or encrusting that purple Monty, that plating, it plates and then it encrusts and then it just decides not to plate anymore. One of those. Those are 2 major mistakes that I made in my rock structures, and they have wiped out so many coral. So we'll see. Again, I only have a year to grow the tank out again, and I don't know if it is worth spending the money on the rock just to kind of get rid of it later on. So we'll see. Anyways, enough rambling. Again, guys, we're doing the promo code 67, 50% off 24 hours. That is definitely going to be turned off automatically. Thanks for asking. All right. Okay. So let's go and see what we got going on here. Welcome to the stream, guys, by the way. Appreciate you being here. And appreciate all the support on all the videos I've been posting, the shorts, the a couple different videos I put up. As for the Apex, before I get started, continue to get started. The Apex DOS or DOS, whatever, however else you want to pronounce it, I actually gonna have to send that in to get repaired. I don't really want to, but I have to. Now, a lot of you guys, I appreciate all the comments on that video. Yeah, so I'm just gonna send it in to get repaired, and hopefully the turnaround time is pretty good on that, and hopefully it doesn't cost me too much money. All right, so Brandon here has, so I was cleaning out my filter sock and accidentally pulled apart the main drain, water everywhere. Problem is fixed, but I need roast my reef my reef to maybe get me in check. Yeah, well, did you send in your stuff, Brandon? I know a lot of people subscribe to that. I think we got like 200, maybe 250 subscribers on that new Roast My Reef channel. And I can definitely get a video out for you guys. So if you want to submit your reef tank, I will go out of my way to make one of those this Sunday. I will make a Roast My Reef and I will upload it on that channel. Again, I told you guys I'm going to go a little easy, because I want them to be fun and I want them to be, I know it's fun me picking on you guys, but I want them to be kind of informational as well, kind of help you guys get through your issues, but bust your balls at the same times, or twat, whatever you got, or both, or none, or this day and age, who knows? But yeah, point is, if you submit your guys' stuff, just email me at fishofhex@gmail.com with pictures or videos of your reef tank, and I will do a Roast My Reef for this Sunday. And if you're not subscribed to that, go over and subscribe to that channel. I think it's like roast, rank, review my reef tank, and I got a couple videos on there now. So yeah, had to get that stuff away from the channel, and it seems to be helping. So, all right, here we go. Hey, bud, I got a question. I have 3 tangs in a total 12-inch fishies in a 90-gallon, and my nitrates are very high. Should I remove 2 of the tangs and lower the bioload? Well, 3 tangs with a total of 12 inches, she said, in a 90-gallon really isn't a lot. 3 tangs in a 90-gallon isn't crazy. What I would say is, look at the system overall before you start removing the fish, because I'm sure it's not going to be easy to remove those fish. You're probably going to tear the rock structure apart, break whatever coral you have. It's probably not going to be a fun time. So I would suggest do a couple. Yeah, Brandon, send that stuff over. I would do a couple things that I'm going to mention here first before you try to remove the fish. One, adjust your feeding. Tangs are grazers. They all day long, they're picking at the rocks. That's kind of really why I like them, because speaking of that, Big Blue's in the video here doing that. They're really good at keeping the rocks clean, taking care of the tank, and they're always eating biofilm and all sorts of stuff. So tangs really don't need to be fed that much, again, because they're on the rock structure, right? So cut back the feeding. So whatever you're feeding now, cut it in half, straight up. Just cut it in half. I would say if you're feeding pellet food or nori, you said your, what do you say were high? Your nitrates. I don't know. What are your phosphates out? Phosphates at? Because people with tanks tend to feed more nori and plant based foods, and that tends to also increase your phosphates. So check that out. So I would say lower your amount of food that you're feeding. Don't feed any pellet food. Don't feed any nori, and then kind of do something more natural like mysis or something like that, and feed that half as much, half as often as what you're doing now, and see how that affects the tank. What you can also do is increase your water changes, not only the amount, but more often, or how often you do them. On top of that, you can look at your filtration. How big's your skimmer? Maybe you can upgrade your skimmer. Are you using a refugium or an algae scrubber or anything like that? If not, maybe consider adding one of those to the system, again, to take care of those excess nutrients. And no, you cannot use the 50% code for Kessel. So if you buy lights, I don't mean to cut myself off here, but if you're going to use the 50% code, you 100% cannot use it on the Kessel lighting, because I'm going to refund that shit to you. That's all map pricing, and you can't use it on that. So just a heads up. But you can use it on everything else. Anyway, so where was I? Get a drink here. My scratchy throat. Okay, so yeah, so as long as you look at your filtration, look at your skimmer, all that good stuff, you can adjust all those things. Either I wouldn't do them all at one time because you might go a little too far, but yeah, that might be a little easier to go that route before you start trying to remove fish from a tank that has coral and rock and all sorts of stuff in it. And again, 3 tangs in a 90-gallon isn't a lot. It's nothing crazy. And I mean, once they get big, you didn't say what type of tangs they were, but I'm sure once they get bigger, you might want to remove them just for the sake of not the bio load, but for them being comfortable. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. Brandon wants to roast my reef. Yep, we'll take care of that. Travis says, you're fuge before or after the skimmer. Okay, so my refugium is after the skimmer. So they drop the water from all the tanks, drops into the filter sock section, goes through 4 or 5 filter socks. I don't know how many are there. It then goes through into the skimmer section, then goes into the return section. The return section at that point then dumps it over to the refugium, which then spills over back into the return section. Yeah. Can I use the anemone? Can I use an anemone if I ran out of condoms? What the fuck? Like I mentioned last time, guys, I wish I could kind of skip ahead. Like those people who can read ahead before their shit gets out of their mouth. This is one of those times I wish I could do that. Can I use an anemone if I run out of condoms? Do you have any experience with it? I would not recommend that. It's probably not good. And believe it or not, when an anemone actually sticks to you, like when you go to grab one and it kind of sticks to your hand, well, that's them hitting you with barbs. Like they're actually in your skin, holding on to you. You can't see them, but they're actually sticking you with barbs. So if you want, your barb to get barbed, then fucking stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've said all night. So if you want your barb to get barbed by an enemy, then go ahead and stick your dick in it. I would not recommend that. It's probably PETA's going to have a huge issue with that. So if you're going to do it, don't tell anybody. Sure to hell don't post it on TikTok. Don't tell me about it because I'm going to call you an idiot. And yeah, people do whatever they want. I mean, there's a fetish for everything. That might be one of them. Not something. Andrea, I hope you didn't just get into the live stream. I forgive anybody who comes into the live stream right now mid conversation about that. Just rewind like 5 minutes and what's going on. Barbing your barb. Yeah. So if you do it, have at it. I feel bad for your girl or guy or whatever you stick your barb into. So yeah, moving on. Next question. Barbie barb. Anyways, Brent preoccupied with the 74 Stingray. Oh, car, cool. Yeah, you better enjoy that now because winter is coming. It's real quick. I'm actually going to put the car up in November. I've decided I'm going to wait till November. I'll give it a nice bath, put it in the garage, and say goodbye for a while. What do you use to quarantine your coral? Also, how long for? Okay, so I don't use anything like as in chemicals or copper or anything special to actually quarantine a coral. What I do is depending on where I get it. So let's just say that I got a bunch of coral grown out on disc from. I gotta. 1 second. I got this thing coming through on my phone. Let me call you back. Live stream. Call you back soon. Okay. So yeah, I hope hopefully that's not her listening to me about the barb thing, give me shit. I guess we'll find out when we're done with this. But anyway, so when it comes to, let's just say that I ordered coral from a wholesaler, right? And it's on disc. What I will do is I'll cut the coral off the disc, get rid of the disc, or get rid of the plug completely. Then I'll re-glue that frag onto another disc or plug. At that point, I will put it in a separate tank that kind of has the same water parameters as my current main system. Decent lighting, nothing too crazy when it comes to par. Okay, we're good then. Nothing crazy par, just basic 250, 350, 450. Nothing too insane when it comes to par because you don't want to really, piss off the corals. And then at that point, I will observe them. So, and then it also depends on what type of coral you're getting. So, if you're getting SPS or Acropora, then yeah, you got to focus on stuff like red bugs, flatworms. If you're getting Montes, you're going to want to look for nudibranchs. I mean, these are the things you want to look for during the quarantine period. Now, when it comes to quarantining coral, I do a minimum of 60 days. Okay, that's a minimum. But I'll tell you right now, if say 58 days in, I start seeing flatworms, or I start seeing Acropora eating flatworms, I'll tell you right now, if I see Acropora eating flatworms, I throw all that coral in the fucking trash. Don't even bother. And then I sterilize the shit out of that tank. I take zero chances on that stuff. But let's just say you find like red bugs, something basic, during that time at the 58th day. What you're going to want to do is treat it with whatever method it takes to treat it, depending on what the parasite is or whatever the heck it is on there. And then you start your quarantine period over from day one. I know that sucks, but trust me, it's worth it because you got to give it time for that parasite or that pest to come back, potentially either from eggs, hatching, or whatever else you got going on, and then go from there. So yeah, it sucks. It's just like quarantining fish. If you get in, 3 weeks in, and then you start seeing ick or something come up, then yeah, you treat for whatever it is, and then you start the quarantine process over. That's just kind of how it is. And yeah, so that's a long explanation for a very basic question, but now you know. Okay. Do you still use fuel? Yes, I do. I can't find it in big bottles online. Okay, well, um, I don't know. Can I sell it? I don't know. Can I sell it on my website? Because I can get it locally, right? And then I'll just add a little bit of a surcharge on it and sell it online. I'll have to double check. Maybe I can see if they'll let me drop ship for them, or maybe they'll just sell me a bunch of it at wholesale and I can sell it on my website. Get back to me later on that. Q Walters, you can email me about the fuel stuff. Worst case scenario, I have a couple bottles here, and I can go to Lancaster and I can buy you a few bottles and sell them to you, and or ship them out to you if you really need it and you can't find it. So, I'm willing to help you out. You just got to pay that little extra there. And that's just for the sake of my time to get down to Lancaster, which is like 35 minutes away. But hey, if you really need them and you can't find them, I will find a way to get them to you. Okay. That doesn't go for everybody though, because I ain't got that kind of time. But if you guys really need something like that and I can get it, I'll help you out. So, all right. I did a 20% water change and my phosphates shot up from 0.17 to 0.35. Do you think maybe the water container was contaminated? Maybe the salt. Okay. Well, that's always possible. I don't know what your container is. I will tell you. Gonna burp. Oh fuck yeah, that was good. Yeah. Excuse me for anybody who didn't like that or got offended. Anyways, I mean, if you get offended by that burp, you missed about 15 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago. It was pretty bad about barbing barbs. But anyways, so maybe your container does have stuff leaching in it. That was one of the reasons why I switched containers way back, because those 255-gallon drums I had were used with prior stuff. Even though I cleaned them out, yada yada yada, they were still leaching because RODI water does tend to pull. So what I'm going to tell you to do now is go to the container that has your RODI water in it, just the RODI water, nothing else. Okay, test the phosphates in it. Just see, maybe, and then if you get phosphates on pure RODI water, then there's your answer right there. You're getting phosphates leached into there. And then what I want you to do is mix up a batch of salt. And before you do anything else with it, of course, get it to the right salinity, yada, yada, yada. Go ahead and test the phosphates in your freshly mixed salt water. If you have elevated phosphates, then there you go. There's your answer for the salt. So go ahead and just start with the container, RODI, move your way up to the salt. And yeah, so that's what I recommend you do. And are we still talking about condoms? Okay, we're gonna get to that, Marcus. I don't know what you're saying, but we'll get to you. So yeah, that's what I recommend you do. And yeah, whatever the issue is, just fix it from there. All right. Hello, Travis. Can undersized skimmer be contributing factor to green hair algae? Yeah. I mean, if your skimmer is not pulling out what it should, then yeah, it definitely can. But you guys gotta understand too is that um, how do I explain this without being a dick? Um, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to be less harsh on people sometimes. But so basically, when it comes to setting up your tank, so let's just say that you have a I don't know if you're doing all DIY. Okay, how I want to say this. I know what I want to say, but I don't know how I want to get it out. That's what she said. But okay, so let me just read the question again, and then we'll just readdress the answer. So, hey Travis, can an undersized skipper be contributing factor to green hair algae? Yes. So, just don't feed as much. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you can't afford to buy a skimmer that's big enough for your system, which a lot of us do, or maybe they didn't have the one we wanted, or we're just kind of going through the process of building our system up the way it should, you need to adjust other things because if your skimmer's not capable of keeping the nutrients where they're at, you have to do other things differently. So you just need to adjust. So stop feeding as much, increase your water changes, make sure your refugium's working, yada yada yada, and then go ahead and buy a skimmer that will be good for the tank. But I'll tell you right now, the one thing that I see people doing is they want to cut corners early on. Ultimately, it costs them more money. And this is kind of what I was getting at. And I wanted to talk about if you're just in the rush to get a system up and you're just cutting all these corners and you're just buying stuff because it's cheap and it's available and you can just say you have a system and it's ready to go, you're ultimately going to lose money down the road. Either you have to buy new equipment or you're going to have corals or fish die because you're not buying the proper equipment. So, as with everything, do a little bit of research and buy the correct size equipment for your system. And I even recommend for those of you who are starting out, don't be afraid to buy something that's made for a bigger system than what you currently have because 9 out of 10 times you're going to upgrade and yeah, you can already have that stuff available again, saving you some money. So there we go at that. Let's see. That's about the Brandon's gonna send in his roast my reef video. Let me get a drink here. Yeah, I'll take care of you guys. Just send in your stuff. I'll get a roast my reef out. You should probably tell people that 50% isn't for Kessel. Yes, cue ball. Thank you for reminding me again. No Kessel lighting on that. Can't. I just can't do it. Okay. Let me see what she said. Okay. Hey Alex, if you're in the live stream here, I got your text about your tank going to shit. I'll take care of you when I get off the stream. But if you're here, say what's up. All right. Let's see. Next question. That suction cup feeder tube you made me is awesome. Feeder tube. I'm trying to remember what I made. Got my order last night and I tried the tube. Shit. Today and blown away. Can't wait for dosing tube holder to come in. Thanks for everything. Yeah, I shipped that out today. You should have got the notification. This is the thing is I shipped your stuff out and then I went back to the printer. I'm like, damn it. I didn't ship out the dosing tube holder, so that's all right. So that's in the mail now. You should get that probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I would imagine. I mean, what's today? Thursday. USPS can be a little weird on the weekends, but suction cup to feeding tube. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I sometimes I forget what I have on my own website, but I know what you're talking about now. What's up, Peter? What's up, man? And she's supposed to email me about the Canada stuff. Are you the Peter that's supposed to do that? Hit me up, man. Somebody up from Australia also wanted me to go that direction, guys. So I'm going to start with Canada, getting that done, and then I'm going to work my way around the world when it comes to shipping 3D printed only. So there won't be any supplements, there won't be any Chaeto, there won't be any coral allowed in those shipments, but 3D printing can do that. Did you know Travis has a brother named Brandon? You know something, Gabe? I got a son. One of my kids' names is Gabe, and yeah. So there you go. Let's see here. All right, that's when we were talking about Barb and Barbs. Let's get down here. Let him try the anemone. Let us know how it goes. Yeah, try the anemone stuff. Let me know. I mean, I don't condone any dick placement on anemones. I just got to put that out there to cover my own ass. So I don't condone it, but if you want to do it, you could tell us about it later. Anyways, Brothers of Saltwater Incorporated saying, "What's up? Keep up the good work." Hey, thanks, Robert. I'm so glad I decided to listen. If I get fired because my client hears it, I'll be totally worth it. Yeah, I still get emails from people because I've toned it. Okay, you guys got to admit I've toned it down quite a bit on the YouTube stuff here. I mean, I really have. I mean, if you listen a year ago, this time last year or even before, it was pretty rough. Like I was just kind of going. But I have toned it down quite a bit because I just got sick of the emails and the Instagram messages. People so upset because they listen to me either at work or at their house on the TV, and then I'm dropping all sorts of stuff, and they got to explain to their kids and all that. So I was almost going to make an intro, but I didn't do it because it just wasn't working out. Intro. This is 18 plus only, but I've toned it down just for the sake of not having to deal with that anymore. And that's really it. That's why we have the second channel, rank review, roast rank review my reef, and that's where I'm gonna have a little fun with you. And one thing I do want to mention on that channel, if I'm roasting your video or sorry, roasting your tank or talking about you, it's all in good fun. It's all a joke. I have nothing personal against anybody on here except for one person. There's only one person in our community that I despise it with every bone in my body, and it's because he's a fucking idiot. There's only one person in our entire community that I don't like, and if you're not him, then you don't have any fucking problems. You don't have to worry about my words being overly mean or whatever. They're just a joke. Anyways, yeah, you're late, Marcus. So what's up? Apparently, we're using enemies for condoms now. Fuck. Okay. Okay. My Gani won't open completely, and my I can't fucking pronounce it, but I know you're talking about won't open at all. Okay. Well, flow isn't for both of those corals. The flow is we all have that one person in our local reef community. Yeah. So when it comes to both of those corals, flow is very important. If they're not opening up at all, there's a pretty good chance you either have too much flow or you don't have enough. When it comes to both of those, it's a very, very, very fine, um, uh, I guess, adjustment, if that's what we want to call it. I don't know if that's even the word I'm looking for. It's a very, I'm just gonna leave it at that because I can't even think of the word I want to use. But you have to play with the flow. So what you can start doing is just moving the power heads around. If you have any power head in the tank that is blasting or in the direction of those two corals, that might mean you have too much flow. So just adjust the power heads, give it a little bit of time. Also, fluctuations in alkalinity piss off those as well. The Gani, not so much. The other one, yeah, definitely. So of course, Kathy, nutrients, all those play a role in how happy a coral is and polyp extension. So I would say if your nutrients are where they should be and your alkalinity is stable, then really the only thing I can think of is your flow is either too much or not enough. So manipulate the flow if everything is where it should be. And then if not, we'll see you next week and we'll figure out another answer. Okay. Kathy out of getting blasted. There we go. Here's Brandon's answering it. I got a brother named Brandon, for anybody's wondering. He's 3 years younger than me. If you go on my Instagram, you can see how he chucks that damn frisbee. He used to do the frisbee golf or whatever it is. Is it called frisbee golf? Man, he's freaking insane when it comes to that stuff. And then Axel was chasing it. What is fuel? Fuel is it's a supplement, and it has like a whole bunch of shit in it. Very descriptive, Travis. That was perfect. Spot on. They should sponsor you with that kind of description. Yeah, I know. They should. They really should. But yeah, basically it's a supplement. It's pretty cool stuff. Talked about it a lot in some videos. What video that is, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe search Fish of Hex supplements or Fish of Hex dosing or something. I don't know. I've talked about it a few times. Okay. I have a question. What is your best selling coral? Green Slimer and the ATL Blue Clover. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Now, when it comes to like easy SPS, the green Montipora, like the green Digi, is also very popular. I will tell you guys right now, I have a lot of stuff that's growing out, but I'm not afraid to admit this. I have outsold the growth of my system. Period. That's why a lot of stuff is out of stock, because it's either too small and I don't want to frag it, or I just need it to get bigger and then I can actually, kind of go about it. But yeah, I mean, I've sold so much coral over the last year that my system is not keeping up. And yeah, it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling. I'm glad I have the 3D printing to kind of balance things out, but it's weird. Because if I didn't have the 3D printing, I wouldn't be in a bad spot. I'd just be in a like, oh man, I need to figure out how to expand this. Maybe I should do some wholesale. Maybe I should do something to get some more coral in. I mean, I would have been fine, but yeah, just a lot of that beginner stuff like the stylophoras, the hydnophoras, the fire digis, some of the torts, poison ivies, pulsoporas, green bird's nest doesn't even exist anymore. I don't have any more of that. And WWC yellow tip. I mean, that stuff just got blown out. You guys went insane on it. And yeah, not much of it left. So guess I better start growing. All right, I'm gonna another drink here. We'll be like 30 minutes in. Mm-hmm. All right. And you know, actually, I will tell you guys, just thinking and looking up at the clock, I'm like, man, you guys are just sitting here listening to me bullshit. And somehow that's entertaining. So, I mean, I appreciate it. I really do, because I don't feel I'm that entertaining. So, but yeah, appreciate you guys being here. Anyways, Marcus, better late than never. I have a bad habit of being late, apparently. I mean, and an enemy has a mouth, but oh my God, here we go. I've never thought, much less thought of using the first thing you write when you get here. Okay. Hey, Travis. Hey, my name is Travis. Yeah, that was a weak burp. Sounded like you struggled to get it out. It was in there. I don't know. I didn't want to feel like it was in there. So I kind of gave it a squeeze. What is a good method of lowering calcium in a reef tank? I've tried water changes, different salt raising elk. It continues to climb. Well, you better start growing some more coral. I'll tell you that right now. When it comes to, I'll tell you now, if your alkalinity is stable, right? And let me okay. So yeah, if your alkalinity is stable and your calcium is fluctuating from like right now, my calcium in my 300 is it 300 ppm? I don't know. It's super low. But the point is, if your alkalinity is stable, who gives a crap about calcium? I don't care. As long as your magnesium is where it should be and your salt is not junk. I mean, I'm assuming you try some different salts. If your alkalinity is stable, then leave it alone. Like, who cares about your calcium? As for lowering it, grow more coral. That's a shitty answer, I know. But yeah, I don't really know what to tell you. I don't care about calcium. I don't. As long as my magnesium's where it's at, and I know it's good balance in the tank, I truly don't care about calcium. Alkalinity is the most important water parameter in an SPS reef tank, hands down. I don't care what anybody says. Definitely is. I know that's not an answer, and I'm sorry, but that's all I got for you, man. Reef and Chill says, "Hey, what's up, Travis? Last week you mentioned high mag to combat baropsis. I use fluconazole, and it's 100% reef safe. And anyone else researches it. I don't like chemicals, but that stuff is legit. Yeah, fluconazole. I've used that before in the past. It's pretty good stuff. I know Mike Lemming used it many times because he can't get his shit together. And shout out to him if you're here. I haven't heard from you in a long time. So shout out to him. But yeah, that stuff works out pretty good for green hair algae, all sorts of stuff. But understand, I know I'm talking fast, understand that it's just a band-aid. Just like ChemiClean for red slime or whatever the heck you want to call it. Yeah, it's just a band-aid. It doesn't fix the issue. Changing out my DI resin, enjoying your bullshit. Hey, appreciate it, man. Let me show that comment. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but it's cool. It works. It makes your tank look good temporarily, but you still got to get your shit together, so you don't continue the problem. I was gonna go off on something dirty there, but I'm in the spirit of staying monetized. Which, by the way, I think is gone given the anemone joke. Whoever started that crap. Thanks. You owe me. Just go ahead and give me a $20 donation to count for this stream. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. Yeah, don't do that. I feel like an asshole if you do. Yeah, don't do that. I was just joking. Anyways, freight. I moved all the flow off them. Cool. Travis, did you know Travis has a brother named Brandon? Fucking kid. You two can stop. All right, here we go. Have you checked for pest fermented snails? Took mine out before I even knew it. Fermented snails. Well, I have them in the 300, but I don't have them on any of the coral. Like they don't grow on the coral; they're just on the rock structures. And actually, what I've noticed, and I don't know if this actually gets rid of them, but staying in a low nutrient environment and cutting down on feeding to a certain extent, like not blasting the whole tank, or if you do, turn the flow off, target feed the fish, and then kind of go in there with a net and get out as much as you can. The verminted snails are like going away, like slowly just going away. So yeah, the lower nutrient environment, I'm sure, is not good for them. I mean, of course, they're not going to be gone 100%, but I have noticed in that environment with less spread out feeding. Like, so instead of the food getting on the power head and getting blasted all through the tank, not giving them an opportunity to eat has definitely helped with the numbers. But as for coral and stuff like that, I've never seen a verminted snail grow on an actively like living coral. Of course, on like LPS on the base or on a Lobo or something like that, yeah, they're going to grow on the underside. But as for like, say, on a side of a I don't know, let's pick a coral, let's say a green slimer. I've never seen one grow on an actual living part of a coral. So one way to make sure you don't get them um, is when you get a coral in, if you cut the base off, like I mentioned in my quarantine part. So if you cut the base off or you cut the plug off and you re-glue that piece of coral, then that virtually eliminates any risk of getting verminted snails. Now I don't really know how they reproduce. Do they have eggs? Do they like bust a nut in the water and spread that shit around? I don't really know how they reproduce. I do know that even after quarantining that Lobo for what 60 days or even longer, I forgot how long that thing was in quarantine. Still got them. So even if not seeing them, so again, I'll have to do some more research on them. But yeah, you can definitely, if you can catch them early, yeah, get them out. Again, I don't know how they reproduce. I'm calling you dad now. It's fine. It won't be weird. Fuck. Okay, whatever, man. As long as I don't have to feed you. I mean, I have 4 boys, and they all eat all day long. That's all they do. They eat and they just go at each other, and then you add 2 dogs to it. It's a lot of work. But I don't mind. It's fine. I just know that I don't know. I've never taken all 4 of them to the grocery store, and I don't plan on doing it unless it's an emergency. No, absolutely not. I'll take 3 of them, but 4, it's just that's just one too many. So yeah, you can call me dad. I don't care. Uh, Par could also be a problem. Yeah, when it comes, if you guys are talking about the polyp extension on those 2 corals, yeah, par. If you're not getting too much, or if you're not getting enough, or vice versa, again, if you're getting too much, I mean, you definitely don't want to put it up too high. I find that, well, at least the Goniopora that cell, which is the grooves Goni, it is photosynthetic. So, or photosynthesized, not photosynthetic. Wait, is that wait? What word am I looking for? If photosynth, fuck that word. I'm done with that word today. I felt like Billy Madison for a second there in school. Like, we're done with that word. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't like a ton of light. Fuck. You guys should do a remix of that because that's gonna be nice. Yeah. Anyways, how do you feel about your UV sterilizer so far? I like it a lot. Thanks for asking. I bought the same brand and it will install this weekend. Yeah, it's good stuff. 3 boys at the grocery store is a trip. Couldn't even imagine 4. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not imagining 4. That's not happening. Again, unless it's life or death or an emergency, I'm not taking 4 of those kids to a grocery store. Hell no. And then 3 of those jokers are under 5 years old. No. No. Absolutely not. Yeah, back to the UV sterilizer. It works out pretty good. I have no issues with it. Always turns on. Always I don't know, no issues. I like it. Definitely do. It would only be weird if you said daddy instead of dad. Yeah, just dad is fine. Daddy is like I won't even let a female call me that. Like that's fucking weird. Like you need like if you ever say that to me, I'm like this ends. Well, I'm gonna finish first, but when I'm done, you need to go get therapy because that ain't happening. You can't call me that. That's super weird. I mean, I don't know. That's just creepy. I don't like it. I was gonna go off on a thing there, but nope. I'm gonna try to stay monetized. Anyways, do you know if what is it? Alaskan fire dragon is reef safe? I don't know. Let's Google that shit. I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me look. This better not be like some. I'm gonna tell you right now, PC0Y531. If I Google this shit, puts me on some kind of list, I'm gonna find you. I'll tell you that right now. Fire dragon. Fish. I'm just gonna put fish. Okay, well, we're safe that it didn't even come up with anything. Fire dragon. Yeah, it's not coming up with anything. It's like Dragon Ball Z and stupid shit. Like that's not even a fish. So maybe it's not. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna click aquarium. Yeah, it's guppies and yeah, I mean it's like cichlids and shit, but I don't see any there. So maybe give me the real name and we'll go from there. Here we go. We all have that one person in our yeah, here we go. Let's see here. Dad doesn't like me. Let's see here. Let's see what you guys got going on. Let you guys talk. Hey, just wanted to say thanks for helping me out with the 15 pack. Hey, no problem. No problem. I went back down to 15 pack on that. Yeah. I went back down on that. I used to be 20, but I changed it. Ryan, you're the one where UPS kept it for like 3 days, right? I'm pretty sure the name looks familiar. Guys, forgive me, okay? If we go back and forth for like 10 emails and I still don't remember who you are. It's nothing personal. It really isn't. It's just kind of I get caught up in work sometimes and I don't remember people. But I think that's you. I think UPS kept your package for like 3 days, something like that, and everything was dead, or almost everything was dead. And then I'm just shipping it back out. So yeah, that should go out next week. Unless did I ship it already? I don't know. If I didn't ship it already, I'm not shipping again until Monday. So, and I have quite a few ready to go for Monday. So, shows you guys how in tune I am. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So, anyways, so what lights are you running? Also, parameters are key. Okay, you still talking to somebody else? You talking to me, Brandon? Probably talking to the other person. Remember, the higher up means more par. That's true. It's true. Hey, just wanted to say thanks again for the help on the 20 pack. Oh yeah, it was a 20 pack, but yeah, we're good. I just started putting my 125 gallon tank together. Hopefully, won't take too long to get corals. Well, hey, Thomas, if it's cycled and your water parameters are stable, then get some corals. And yeah, just as long as it's cycled and ready to go. Hey, what's up, Darren? What's going on, people? Okay, and that came in through twice maybe. I'm looking here. I've used it twice for green hair algae, and it gains a full hold on the algae. Absolutely a band-aid, but can help you while you address the issue. Yes, that's true. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with using fluconazole. Fucking can't even speak today. Or the ChemiClean. There's nothing wrong with them. I've used both before, but the thing is, again, you're right. You use them to get the issue under control temporarily while you actually address the underlining cause. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You can do that for sure. And of course, it makes us feel a little bit better too, because who really wants to look at a tank? You know, it's going to get better. You know, you're doing the right things, but sometimes you just need that instant gratification, as humans do. I'm talking like I'm not one for some reason, but human third person, is that normal? But yeah, so we all want to know that we're doing the right thing, and sometimes if we use a little bit of a chemical or a cheat while we're doing the right thing, actively doing the right thing, sometimes we feel better about the situation. So I heard you can dose something to the tank and it basically clogs up their tubes. I believe it can recall what it is. Hey, if you find out, let me know. I don't know how that would be for coral. I feel like anything that's clogging anything probably not good for polyp extension. But you know, if you find it, let me know. Do you or can you make 7-inch filter sock holder? I can, and I will. What I recommend you do is put in a custom order. based on the size. So it'd be like the standard custom order, and then I can make it for you. It's gonna be one of those things. It's gonna take me a little while. If I put it on the list of things that I will make in the future, it will probably be on the list for quite a while because there's like 30 or 40 items on there that are ahead of the 7-inch filter stock holder. So your best bet to get it is to put in a custom order. I'll make it and get it out to you. So that's what I recommend you do. Yeah, kids in the grocery store. Getting on. Oh shit. I had I was gonna say, man, I did gym today and then I did 40 minutes of cardio when I got home. And I've been low carb, like not really like I'm gonna get back to questions here. I'm gonna go rant for a second. But I'm just not eating shit, right? So I just been eating normal food and it kicked me into ketosis, not really meaning to. And I've been just sitting in ketosis like pretty high numbers, unfortunately. So I've had to up my cardio and up my physical activity. So I did an hour of compound movements today, and I did 40 minutes of cardio. And I'm just trying to get those ketone levels down a little bit. So I kicked myself into ketosis. It wasn't something that I really want to do. I don't personally enjoy it because I don't like the keto breath. And but other than that, the cognitive benefits of it are really nice. I get a lot more work done, and I don't have to crash midday. And there's a lot of benefits to it. But I didn't mean to do it, and I'm just I had to do extra cardio today, so I'm exhausted. Anyways, hey Travis, I purchased some corals from you over the summer. Everything is doing well, and I'm seeing growth on some species. I have noticed several of them have turned green. Do you have any recommendations? Well, I have to know, Seth, what coral is turning green. So, I mean, if it's a type of coral that is supposed to be green, then it's probably not going to be an issue. But I will say that green coloration is usually due to not having enough light. That's something I've noticed at the base of corals that are kind of shading out or they're getting close to another coral. I find that the green is part of that just because, again, they're not getting enough light. So maybe double check your par. You said you got stuff over the summer. I mean, was it last summer or this summer? This summer. We're still in summer. What are we? We're in fall now. We're almost in fall. So I would say check your par. And like I said, if you probably bought SPS for me, getting on again. Damn. Holy shit. Just check your power. You probably don't have enough light. And if it is low, slowly increase it. Don't go crazy because they've already adjusted to the lower light. So all right, let me get down here. Today, Junior. Fuck you, dude. God. Oh, speaking of that, that comedian died. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I did yesterday. I did earlier today when I was talking about him. And he was in that movie. I'm almost positive he was in that movie. If he wasn't, he was definitely in one of the movies with Adam Sandler many times. But yeah, rest in peace. I wish I remember your damn name. But now I feel like an asshole because I don't remember his name. Please forgive me for that. I feel like a jerk. When using a nano, what return pump is good? Whatever you want. It's nothing. You don't have to go crazy. Yeah, Norman McDonald. That's correct. Thanks for let me know, Andrea. Yeah, rest in peace, man. Funny dude, for sure. It sucks. Ugh. But and I just loved his voice too, just the way it was, man. Just like the raspy, like kind of scratchy, kind of like I don't know, just something about it. It's awesome, dude. Anyways, when using a nano, what return pump is good? Whatever you want, man. Whatever fits in the back chamber, and if you can get a higher flow pump, you might not have to put a power head in the tank itself. So consider that. And as long as there's not enough flow that it's putting the water level too high and the overflow can't handle it, you're good. So go from there. Am I getting any more soft corals? I'll get to you in a second, Brandon. Possibly. I don't know. What are we at here? We're at 8:39, so we're 10 minutes behind on chat. I'm going to go for another 10 minutes, so hopefully I'll get to you. 4 children in the grocery store is not the best. Okay. What corals do you find the hardest to grow or have the most trouble with? I'll tell you right now, the hardest coral for me to grow is an acan. That sounds stupid, right? That sounds probably the dumbest thing you guys have heard. Yeah, I I suck at growing acans. I don't know if it's because I don't really keep a lot of nutrients in tank. I primarily keep lower levels 99% of the time, but I have a shit time growing acans. And some of you guys are over here. I mean, I've seen pictures. You guys have these massive, fluffy acans. I'm just like, what am I doing wrong? Like I grow SPS, right? I mean, maybe not the greatest. Maybe it doesn't have the best color in the world. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's not horrible, but acans, I can't grow acans. I mean, I can, but they look like they look like shit. They just look like shit. So I don't know. It just is what it is. Uh Micromusa. Yeah, those are the ones. Yeah, the lords. Yep, Lord Akins. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I truly don't know what it is. I moved them all over the tank. Maybe only thing I can think of is there's just not enough nutrients in the tank. That's it. That's all I can come up with. Or maybe I mean where they're at, it's about 280 par, around 300, and that's kind of because at the bottom glass is 250 in this tank. So maybe they're just getting too much light. That's I mean, I didn't really think about that until just now, but maybe they're just getting too much light too, or it's a combination. Either way, can't grow them. Can't crack that. Nope, can't do it. Okay. I had gotten Bumblebee snails. They worked until hermits. Yeah, the hermit crabs. Yeah, they get them every time. Bumblebee snails are stupid expensive. Actually, right now, inverts in general are stupid expensive. Let's see what he says here. I have some in my SPS system and they look all right, but do much better in a cooler temps and more nutrients. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, there you go. I agree with that too. Yeah, I got a buddy who's just got this basic Pecco Light, nothing crazy at all. He's got the fluffiest DNA cans in the world. I'm just like, whatever. But his SBS looks like shit though. So yeah. If you're listening, man, didn't mean to bust your balls on that one. But yeah, I'll hear about it later, I'm sure. But anyways, yeah, the Bumblebee snails are really good, but they're stupid expensive. I think they come out to like $3 or $4. I mean, I probably Google it now, but they're really expensive and they're not guaranteed to work. The best way to just not get verminted snails is just quarantine your corals. And I mentioned this before, is if you're getting LPS, you have to extend the quarantine longer than 60 days. And I know that sucks, but I had that Lobo in there quarantined. I checked it consistently because it was an issue in the 125 and I still got them. I'll tell you right now, 100%, there will absolutely be no LPS in the new system. Nothing. I just can't risk it, even after quarantine. Maybe I'll throw a hammer or torch in quarantine for like 6 months. I mean, and that's kind of crazy, but I can't risk it. They come in, they kind of like sneak the little swirly asses up into the the nooks and crevices of the skeletal structure of LPS, and you don't see them, and boom, there you go. They're humping each other or whatever they do to reproduce, and then bam, your whole tank is fucking screwed. So yeah. Also not using encrusting Montipora or Zoas in the new system. Both of those can fly away. Go do something else. Anyways, I'm going to try to get through the rest of these questions as quickly as possible because we got 7 minutes left. You guys know I like to go for about an hour. I'm losing my voice, which is just a testament of how much effort I put in for you guys. Just playing. Anyways, only ever taken all 4 of my kids one time, 3 boys and a girl, all under 6. We'll never do that again. Never, man. No, I couldn't. No way, man. I don't have any girls, so I don't know how that would be. I don't know how, but I'll tell you right now. No, Daddy, can I have this? And then they're trying. I mean, they're not intentionally trying to steal shit, but they take stuff and they put it in their pockets and they're like throwing it in the cart or they're throwing it at random people. I'm just like, you know something? When you hear that lady at the end of the grocery store screaming her lungs out, I'm like, I get that. I get it, man. Nope. I would rather pay a babysitter $50 an hour and be like, I'll see you in an hour. I don't even care. But like, nope. Anyways, let me get through these. I said I was going to move on quickly. That's why I stopped at 1. Yeah, that was the intention. But sometimes those walls are real good and you can't help it. Anyways, what parameters have you found to be the most successful in a mixed reef? 50% LPS and then SPS. Okay, as I mentioned before with about the ACAN stuff, I find that in a mixed reef 50-50, you kind of go a little bit higher in nutrients. So I know a lot of people recommend 3 to 5 ppm when it comes to nitrates. I would stay around that 5, 6, maybe 7 ppm. I find to be a little bit easier. Like I said, my buddy, he keeps a higher nutrients in his tank, and he's just doing really well. Now, again, his SPS is suffering a little bit, so you might have to dial that in. Same thing with the phosphates. Be up a little bit higher, but nothing too crazy. You're going to have to adjust it based on your lighting and your nutrient export method. But a little higher nutrients is definitely not an issue when you have a mixed reef. And then when it comes to lighting, you really have to. Yeah, you've heard Sarah. Girls are not easier. Yeah, I've heard her. Yeah. So when it comes to like the lighting, you're gonna have to I guess you wouldn't do what I have. You wouldn't have 250 at the bottom glass. You'd probably have like 250, maybe a quarter away up in the tank, and then be sub 200, sub 100 at the bottom. That way you can get away with 8 cans and other sorts of things that don't really require a lot of light. And then when you do your placement, that's where it's going to be important. So when you're placing SPS in the tank, of course you're going to want to be mid to high, and you're going to put them out in areas where they're going to be able to get more light, more flow, all that kind of stuff. And then when it comes to your other corals, you just kind of place them based on that. So but other than that, a little bit higher nutrients, same salinity is the same. 1.026 is what I like to stay at. Temperature fluctuations, I try to keep it as low as possible. Things happen. It is what it is. And then alkalinity, I find that when it comes to mixed reef, 8.5, for whatever reason, for me, does pretty well. I don't know. 8.5 is just a kind of a sweet spot for me when it comes to mixed reef. For my tank here, with SPS or primarily SPS, 9.5 is pretty good for me on that. So hopefully that answers your question. I definitely wasn't quick on that one. My apologies. Next question. What is the best way to tackle the confusion in the reefing hobby? Some say they don't feed their corals at all, and they have great results. Others claim that products like Reefroids work great. Okay. I've talked about this a lot. You gotta watch more of my videos, and that's the first thing you could do. I'm just playing. But anyways, so you do. This is personal opinion. Some of y'all are gonna get mad. If you have a good food that you feed your fish, i.e., if you make your own fish food like I do, and you got a ton of good stuff in there and a ton of different things and lots of greens and all sorts of stuff, and it's ground up to a point where not only when you feed your fish, you are actually feeding your coral at the same time. So if you have a high quality food that you're feeding your fish, you absolutely under no circumstances need to feed your corals. You just don't. You don't need to feed them. And a lot of people who feed their corals early on don't really consider the negative things that can come from that. Yes, you could feed a coral all you want, but I'll tell you right now, your coral's going to look like shit if you keep feeding it and your nutrients go through the roof. You end up, what happens when you have a lot of nutrients in your tank? The coral ends up getting a lot more zooxanthellae. It ends up basically it turns darker, okay, to consume the nutrients and to kind of grow or whatever it does. But you get more zooxanthellae, and in turn you get a darker coral when you have higher nutrients. So it's not always good because you might brown out your coral or they turn shit dark or whatever color you want to use terminology wise. So having excess nutrients is not going to benefit you, and you're just adding to the problem by feeding. Okay. So yeah, that's my personal opinion on that. You're lucky. Mine is 19. Yeah, kids wise. But are you going to add 500 turbo snails to help your cycle? Fuck. Shots fired. Shots fired. Yeah, that was funny. I wonder if that video is still up. I have to check after here. But yeah, I hopefully that answers your question. I got to move on because I got to finish these up, and I don't know if I can. How long did you cycle the 300 before adding SPS? Okay, so I cured the rock. Marcus, go watch my fucking videos, dude. You're a big fan, quote unquote. Go look up the 300-gallon playlist and watch the damn videos. I cured my rock for 3 months, and then I put it in the tank, and then a month later I added SPS. That's it. So yeah, there you go. Do you feed corals, or do you think products like Reefroids give good results if all the parameters are in the tank? I do not feed corals. I just feed my fish. Hey, Andrea, boot this stupid fuck, will you? Let me do it. Remove this dude, and then we don't need any of that shit on the channel. Yeah, and if we can delete that stuff, it'd be nice. Yeah, we don't need any of that Hitler bullshit and any of that crap on the channel. Fucking idiot. Yeah, don't bring that shit here. And you got some fucking. I was gonna go off. Whoop, not gonna do it. not going to assume who you are based on the name and all that shit. Not going to do it. We'll yeah. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. He's gone on our end. Okay, good. Yeah, he'll be back. I'm sure some Wang Chung fucking name too. All right, Brandon, here we go. Travis, you getting any more soft corals going? No, I'm not anytime soon. I got some stuff growing, but nothing too much. It seems like that is the only thing that I can keep going. I still need to get hands-on par meter. I don't know, Brandon. Be a better freaking reefer. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, if all you can grow is soft corals, I mean, maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe you should get your shit together. I don't know. You're such a good fan once you watch more videos and kind of figure your shit out. Oh, I'm just busting you, dude. Did you guys know that I have a brother named Brandon? There you go. Anyways, right on. Setting up an 80-gallon Seapora rimless tank. Never heard of that brand, but kudos. I love rimless, by the way. My tank has been running with a few fish in it for a couple months now. What, to cycle it? Is that what you're talking about? All right, we already went into the... Oop. Okay, I'm getting towards the end. Yep, Norm. Rest in peace, buddy. I would have thought about them being in cooler temperatures and thriving. I don't like they having higher nutrients. Okay. Sarah. Season before the stream. Okay, I'm trying to get through these guys because we're almost done with the stream. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're pretty much at the end. Let me see what else we got here. Does anything eat bubble algae? Tried removing it, siphoning, and it seems to spread more. You should go and buy my Fish of Hex tool. It works really well. Got a lot of good feedback on that stuff. I got 2 different versions. Other than that, what eats bubble algae? Emerald crabs. I'll tell you right now, it'd be cheaper to buy the tool and see if you can siphon it out correctly without popping the spores. Because, by the way, when you use my tool, it actually pulls out the spores and everything at one time, so they don't have a chance to spread. Because an emerald crab is like $10 freaking a piece. So whatever you want to do. Anyways, guys, we're at the 1 hour mark again. If you want to support the channel for the next 24 hours, use the code LIVE67. I'm pretty sure that's active. LIVE67. It says it's active. I think it's active. Yeah. Okay, it's active. Yeah, it's going to be available 50% off for the next 24 hours, and that's just going to turn off. Okay, that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. I will do the roast my reef on Sunday. I'm going to try to get another video out for the regular channel this weekend, and I will see you guys next week for the live stream. All right, peace out.